What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give a like, turn on that notification bell, and let's get started. This is 3 Count Reviews, baby. Smackdown Live. Alright, so first we open with Miz TV, now that we have The Miz back on Smackdown Live. Of course, we hear Miz calling out Daniel Bryan, saying, should he really let Daniel Bryan punch him in the face? Of course, the WWE Universe and myself agree, yes. Then we see Big Cass come out for a promo. Interesting. He seems to be building himself very well, I won't lie. He makes it clear that him and The Miz are not teaming together. This is not some sort of partnership that they're after. It turns out he has his thing going on and Miz has his thing going on, so it's just one of those things where they just happen to be crossing, interconnecting storylines. I kind of like where it's going, but then again at the same time, would I really put Big Cass up against Daniel Bryan? Not so much. Later we find out we're going to see the contract signing with Charlotte Flair and the new women's champion, Carmella. Then we have Becky and Asuka up next teaming together, and as they make their way out, then we cut to see Daniel Bryan on the floor being helped by some of the referee staff, and we can only assume that this was done by either The Miz or Big Cass, as Daniel Bryan was supposed to be a guest on Miz TV and didn't end up coming out. Then we get the Ikonics in-ring promo. Ikonics are doing wonderful. That's all I need to say. I'm enjoying it. On NXT, to be honest with you, I wasn't too sure at first. They kept building themselves, got really good on the microphone, got really good as a duo, and I'm glad the WWE chose to keep them together because on SmackDown, it is working. Good job, ladies. You deserve it. During their promo, we see that Becky Lynch cuts them off. Coming out, we know that she's going to team up with Asuka to take on the Ikonics. During this match, we get the good old ad break. Then, from a cheap move, we see Ikonics take the win over Becky Lynch and Asuka. I guess this is what we're doing with Asuka now that her streak is over. We're going to involve her in matches where necessarily she's not the one losing, but she's losing. Cool. After that, we once again get the Andrade Cien Almas video pack with Selena Vega for his debut coming up on Smackdown Live. Then we see the Usos backstage talking with Naomi. Naomi's warning them she doesn't have a good feeling about the upcoming match, saying please be careful. After that, we see the match against Rowan versus Jimmy Uso. This was an okay match. It was just to further build storyline. Then as the match is progressing, we see the Usos are starting to possibly lose this one. Naomi comes out with a huge distraction with the glow, and then Jimmy Uso is able to get the win over Eric Rowan. After that, we see that we're going to have a 6-man tag match later on in the night. After that, we see that we're going to have a 6-man tag match between AJ Styles and the new SmackDown signees, Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson. That's right, baby. Bullet Club is back on SmackDown, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev Day. Then we finally see the contract signing for the Women's Championship. Of course, Carmella knows how to just talk crap all day. She shows her video package from before. She shows it again because she feels like the WWE Universe wasn't paying attention. They needed to see it again. And as she tries to play it for the second time, Charlotte Flair comes out, cuts her off. Then we get to the table. Charlotte Flair signs the contract, takes Carmella by the head, slams it into the table, throws the table on top of Carmella. I just hope we get a solid match once these ladies do finally get into the squared circle together. Charlotte Flair, we know, is a performer. I know Carmella can perform, but at the same time, I really hope we can see something from Carmella going into this match. You know, hopefully she can put on more of a wrestling clinic rather than just a comedy show. Next, we get a match between Shelton Benjamin and Jeff Hardy, and then we find out that Randy Orton actually comes out, cuts off Jeff Hardy like what happened before, and ends up facing Shelton Benjamin himself. This was a pretty solid match, not bad, kind of back and forth, some okay spots, but then all of a sudden, for some reason out of nowhere, Shelton Benjamin gets the win over Randy Orton. That's interesting. But that was because of the distraction by Sunil Singh. Then we get a promo by the New Day. Then we see the Bar enter, cut off the New Day. Just a pretty solid moment, you know, just to put some comedy down, just to remind everybody that the Bar will be at the Greatest Royal Rumble, that the New Day will be involved in the 50-man Royal Rumble match at the Greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. This segment was just, you know, it was just a throwaway moment, but it had some good comedy to it, not bad. Let's keep it moving. Then we see backstage in the locker room with AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Karl Anderson. Bullet Club, baby. This was a pretty good moment. Then as they were about to Too Sweet it, we get them cut off music from Smackdown Live as if it was an award show. I was not happy about that. Now we see the Sanity video pack for their upcoming debut. I'm excited to see Sanity soon, but I'm still a little salty that Nikki Cross is not going to be a part of it. Then we get a quick little interview promo with Daniel Bryan after being attacked earlier in the night. Says that he can't wait to face Big Cass and that he's faced big challenges before, and this one will be no different. We find out that they're going to have a match at Backlash, and then Daniel Bryan actually delivers a really solid line that I wrote down in my notes. It doesn't matter how big you are, because everyone is the same size when they're on the mat and tapping out. I thought that was a noteworthy line. I thought he delivered it very well, and like I said, Big Cass is not the person I would put up against Daniel Bryan to rebuild the wrestler Daniel Bryan, but I am looking forward to the match because it's Daniel Bryan. I'm looking forward to the match because I like Big Cass, and that it was smart that Big Cass got away from Enzo Amore when he did before things went very, very left before we knew it. Then we see a promo by Samoa Joe. It doesn't matter what this man talks about. And in my last video, he could say anything. It really doesn't matter. He's just super good. But the way he delivered what he said this time, the crowd was super behind it. Joe is over beyond belief, and I'm excited to see what happens at the Greatest Royal Rumble this Friday, and what's gonna happen between him and Roman at Backlash. Now we get to the main event, the 6-man tag. First we get AJ Styles with Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, aka The Club. The band is back together. Then we see Rusev Day and Shinsuke Nakamura coming out to new music for Shinsuke Nakamura, just to further solidify this heel turn of his. And this was a really, really good match. There was a lot of good moments. We see Shinsuke and Rusev Day take a win. AJ Styles all of a sudden jumps Shinsuke Nakamura out of nowhere as he's trying to, get the best of him. Shinsuke gives another wicked low blow to AJ. Then he's trying to set him up for the Kinshasa, and this is where it got really good. Karl Anderson then pushes AJ out of the way, taking the Kinshasa for him, taking a bullet for AJ Styles, and this moment was just wonderful. Then we see AJ toppling over. He's still hurting from the low blow. We see Karl Anderson kind of moving around, trying to get up. And we see Shinsuke kind of survey the situation. We think he's going to give a Kinshasa this time to AJ Styles, but then he looks at Karl Anderson. AJ sees that. He's still hurting, tries to then push Karl Anderson out of the way as Karl did for him, but Karl Anderson takes a second Kinshasa. AJ couldn't save him in time, and that was it. This was a very well-told main event. The crowd was super behind it, and I thought it was a nice way to end the show. So that's all I have for Smackdown Live. Going into the Greatest Royal Rumble this Friday. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, what your opinions were of Smackdown Live and Raw. And in my next video, I will cover and review last night's episode of NXT going into the Greatest Royal Rumble. As always, if you enjoyed the video, if you like the channel, hit subscribe, give a like, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.